Welcome to TAA Conversations on Art and Peace. I'm Sam Lohman, president of the Art Association. Today, I have the pleasure of speaking with an artist whose work bridges centuries of tradition within the artistry of haute couture. Juan Carlos Quintana has spent over 2 decades mastering couture in London, across Europe, and in his native Guatemala, and virtually throughout the world, wherever his creations can be found. He has collaborated with renowned designers such as Tom Ford, Matthew Williamson, Elizabeth Emanuel, and Jenny Pacman, as well as prestigious fashion houses, including Alexander McQueen. His creations have touched people from all walks of life, not only those who wear them, but also those who simply see them, transcending cultural, social, and geographical boundaries. In recent years, he has transformed haute couture garments into artistic creations, giving them new forms, new lives, infused with heritage of Mayan weaving and the timeless spirit of craftsmanship. His exhibition, Haute Couture Morphosis, reflects his transformation, a dialogue between the old and the new, the human and the otherworldly, told through the language of fabric, thread, and emotion. Juan Carlos, welcome to TAA Conversations on Art and Peace.
Thank you very much, Sam, and thank you. It's lovely to be in your space and your platform.
You've had a remarkable journey from growing up immersed in the Mayan weaving tradition in Guatemala to working in Europe's haute couture world. How have these experiences shaped your artistic voice?
Yes, indeed. I have had a big pleasure to be enjoying. I like to think like the new world, but old in traditions, and then the old world, with or old continent, with the advanced lifestyle. And I what I enjoy, what I have been experiencing, what I have learned is that how in the core of every single piece of land, the artistic way of expression, it has so many similarities, and it's like so similar, and it just diverse in the way of the color, of how they use the colors, or what they have around it. So what I have beautifully learned is how similar, again I use that word, how very similar, wherever you are in the world, you can take a filament and you can start playing with it, and that has been a beautiful journey, from Guatemala to Europe. I see that the core way to start a craftsmanship, it's always sort of the same. It's like a kid's steps, It's everyone does the same.
Yes.
Beginnings. Yeah.
It's wonderful to hear that concept from an individual that is so experienced in what you do. Because in a world where all are focusing on differences, you are able to, with a great deal of credibility, share with us the similarities that you've witnessed over your professional career. And that's refreshing. And also we tie it into art, because haute couture is a form of art. And next you've shown the line of connectivity where art through haute couture has similarities no matter where you are from. The basics will find a common ground. Very interesting. But do you find a sense of inner peace in the process of designing?
Yeah, of course. I'm most content and happy in my life when I am creating something, when I am thinking of something, when I am building something. It's one of the greatest gifts that this life can has been offering me. Absolutely, yes, to that.
And your creations have a profound effect on others, on those who wear them and on those who admire them from afar. How do you see your work transcending cultural and social boundaries?
Yeah, what I like thinking of is that when someone sees my work, when someone sees my new pieces, for example, there is this connection, and there is this pause of our busy lives, our politics, our merchandising. I mean, it's a moment when we humans that we are connected into something, into art, when we pause all that noise and we share being moment, just being, admiring, smiling, looking with intricacy, like a baby baby is just seeing for first time a flower, or it's so right now, isn't it? And that is a very beautiful thing of art. I mean, I think it's such a big, it has a greatest importance because it's an instrument to kind of take us to what really life is, which is feelings, but positive feelings, or feelings that they are out of what we humans have created as our world, where we are bombarded by, horrible stories, horrible situations, and manipulations. And art is what it kind of make us pause and kind of give us that time of cleansing. That's a very good word, cleansing.
Well,
it's a beautiful cleansing art.
And beautifully put. At the Art Association, we not only celebrate art and its influence on peace, but we also celebrate the artist's role in that process. So everything that you've just so well communicated is underlined by the fact that there's an artist involved that creates this moment of oneness. And we believe that a moment of oneness certainly is consistent with the pathway to peace.
Yes.
And I see some beautiful pieces of fabric behind you. Do you mind if you just explain what we're looking at? Because it's a beautiful setting, and I don't want to overlook, because I've had the pleasure of seeing your work, and I believe that these would be examples of the same. Could you please describe what we see in this beautiful screen behind you?
Of course, Sam. Thank you. So 4 years ago, I kind of stopped being pulled towards just creating couture pieces, because my clientele was looking at the couture pieces as just garments, and I have always seen haute couture as more than that. But there is a tendency that now with merchandising and on this world of consumerism, people will just buy something, put it on the wardrobe, and that ends of story. I will wear it once. Which for me, I mean, the clothing that I create, for me are living pieces that they have been created with the hands of, who pick up the cotton, who weave the cotton, who color the thread, who weave the fabric together. My team of artisans that we put like dedicationable hand stitching, and then you prepare everything by hand, and then you start the process of creating. I mean, there's so many people are involved in what it's a garment. So then during the pandemic, I start thinking of, I need to create something that these clothing keep and they are exposed in every day, in the everyday lives of people. So then I started thinking that the pieces, they were sad, they were disappointed about being, abandoned. So then I start creating this idea of that the garments, they will leave the human bodies and they will take new shapes and coexist with us in a different context, like not being worn, but being there, so that then we could see them and admire the representation of all this energy with it has been constructed with through the eyes or through the touching, isn't it? Through the touching. So then I started thinking, how can I expose them? How can these garments take a new form? And that's when I start like developing what I call the skeleton, which is like inspired in an insect. It's like the shell skeleton of an insect. And I thought that then the garment can just simply, in this case, this is a jacket, that it can be just hooked there, because this jacket, you can take it off and wear it if you want. So then, so how can I play with that, and how can I play with light, so that then the light at night, it will go through the thin colors of the fabric, and it will help to the sheerness of the crystals, how the garment can seduce, how the garment can seduce the viewer, and how can attract, the admiration and attract to come and see me, isn't it? It's that kind of communication that this garment wants to do. It's like, come and see me, I'm very pretty, I am make a pause of your life, which is what we were talking about. It's like, just take some minutes away from the busy life and enjoy the beauty. Beauty is a beautiful communication of instrument of happiness. When we see something beautiful, we immediately smile. So that's what these garments, these pieces, they try to do. Is this jacket has taken a new shape, and is trying to seduce you. Yes, and basically.
Well, this is an item that should not be hidden in a closet. Yes. It's something that should be on display. And I would say I would go a step further. You are the conductor. You are the creative genius behind this piece of art, but you also show respect to each of those that participated in the process.
Oh, yes.
Those that wove, those that sewed, all of these various different participants are glorified when they're on display like this. I think it's fantastic. I've always been a person who was against beautiful pieces of couture sitting in a closet, sometimes forgotten. And I love this concept, and I hope that others will follow this example out of respect to the designer, the art, and all of those from the field to the shop that are in the process leading up to this. It's just beautiful. Bravo.
Thank you. Thank you.
The Art Association's mission is to encourage peaceful engagement through art. In your view, can art influence peace? And if so, how?
100%. 100%. I was talking earlier that, art can make us smile, can make us stop in our rhythm, and it makes us live, and it makes us live the moment. And that moment when you see something that connects to you, you stop feeling alone. You kind of feel a connection with this, and this is connected with all the ones that they have been a part of this, and with my happiness when I did it. So it's a way of it's an interconnection, that weaves us all together and make us live a moment of an energetic moment. And what human really, I mean, we're after that is that connection, that I'm not alone. I am part of all this. I'm part of the universe. So definitely when we go to a museum or we see something beautiful, something artistic, and we stop and we smile and we are connecting, and by connecting, we kind of go back to feel ourselves as being part of the universe, and that can only give us contentment, and that can only drive peace, because peace comes from contentment. If you are happy, if you are satisfied, not satisfied, if you feel that you're part of something bigger, you feel that peace within you. You don't feel worried. You don't feel, oh my God, no. You feel protected.
You're very, very articulate, and you're an incredible example of one that sees that, but also participates in the process by virtue of your creative, artistic ability. We congratulate you on that, and we're so delighted to be with you today and to discuss this with you. But
Thank you, Sam. I think it's very, very important to have these conversations and to be able to talk about the topic. And I think when I started learning about your platform, I think, oh my God, this is such a great idea. And we do need much more of this around, because we do need to make the space of this, of this communication, of these topics, of talking about this. So thank you.
Well, on behalf of the Art Association and its members worldwide, we thank you for your kind words. But on that note, what message would you like to share with the TAA's International Community of Artists for Peace?
Well, I would like to thank very much your time, and your interest and your focus, and to giving me that space of you. And I would like to guys to kind of keep doing it, because it's so important for all of us, for all artists, for all human beings, to be able to give our time, our thought, our attention to whatever is important in Earth. And art is extremely important in Earth, in our lives. And I would just love to say, please keep doing it, keep sharing, and thank you very much.
Juan Carlos, thank you for sharing your vision and your journey with us, and for inviting us into the world of haute couture, and for how you, in particular, respect, glorify, and place works of art as haute couture are in their proper place, outside of the closet, for the world to see and enjoy and appreciate. Your work reminds us that the Art Association's mission, which is to encourage peaceful engagement through art in all its expressions, embraces equally the artistry, refinement, and cultural dialogue of haute couture. On behalf of TAA's International Community of Artists, thank you for inspiring us with your creativity, and for showing how art, in every form, can connect people across cultures and borders, creating a common ground and thus encouraging peaceful engagement. It has been an honor, Juan Carlos, speaking with you today.
Thank you. It has been my honor too. Thank you very much.
That's a wrap.